Good morning, guys. How are we all doing? So happy Sunday, everybody. Hope you guys are all up bright and early. This is Dan from Trading with Dan, and this is our Bitcoin morning update. So if you guys wouldn't mind smashing that like button, and we will go straight over to those Bitcoin charts. So Bitcoin on the 4 hour. So yeah, we got above there. We managed to close candle above this resistance area, this 7,800, which is pretty much the level that we needed to close a candle over to. Then all look pretty much in the clear, and as you can see, we are having some nice moves now to the upside from above here, so that was obviously good to see. There was also the trigger of when we broke the trend line. So we had the trend line established, well, it's on the 1 hour time frame, it's not so clear here, but yeah, we tested it, pulled away from it, didn't get very far away from it, which is quite bullish, and then basically tested it and broke through, and that basically triggered, how many times can I say basically in one sentence, that triggered obviously these two candles here. So yeah, it was nice to see the efficacious nature of that trend line. We've got it here on here we can see it more on the 1 hour, but yeah, it was good to see that, break, good to see that get us through the resistance. Basically we sort of got supported by the ORNS, hold support new resistance, old resistance new support level here, zone, and then yeah, tried to pull back into it, got supported again, and blast into the upside. So this basically is what I was saying is the most bullish of the scenarios. Obviously I was saying we were always going to be bearish whilst ever we are under this level here, so there'd always be a downside bias, but we managed to overcome that, break back above, which is fantastic. Yeah, we were looking like we're going to form a descending triangle, but we quite quickly broke above. So this is very good. This is very good. Now we are back in this zone. Now we're back in this zone. I expect, well, it's not like I expect, just the higher probability scenario now is that we just trade in this zone still, trade in this range here. Obviously there's the chance that we can well, consolidate at this level and then break back down again. We're obviously going to have a CME gap if we are trading up here when the CME is open later this evening. So yeah, we've got that to be aware of, but as it stands, the likely scenario is we stay in here and stay in this zone, and this is now a new support. So what it will look like going forward, if that is to be the case, is that we'll be trading in this zone. We had a bit of a fake out below, was short-lived, we got back in, and we're trading out in here, and then potentially going to break out to the upside. So yeah, looking good. It is looking good here, guys. Maybe the most bullish, most optimistic scenario is we trade in here. Obviously I was saying we're going to struggle to go down in Bitcoin when stocks are flying and the dollar's dumping. I mean, there was clearly a certain amount of profit taken. Open interest was coming down as price was coming down, which is just implies that it is just longs taking profit. So it was just longs taking profit basically. If open interest was going down as price action was going down, that would obviously indicate there are shorts increasing, but the opposite was the case. It was just longs taking profit, and now they will probably look to put positions back on. Now we are above this level, so there will be that extra buying pressure now that we seem to have put in a local low on this move. And bear in mind, this is a 4 hour candle. I know you guys might be using a lot lower time frames, but to put in a low on a 4 hour and get back above here on a 4 hour candle chart, 4 hour chart is pretty good. It's quite a high time frame to do said thing. But yeah, so looking good overall. It's looking good until it doesn't. Like I said, when we blow here, the bias was to the downside. Now we're back above, the bias is to the upside. It's always only a bias. It's always only probability and statistics. Below here, it was more probable and more statistically likely we're going to come lower. Now we're above here, it's more statistically likely and more probable we are going to go higher. It just was an inflection point in the market. So yeah, that is good to see. It is good to see. Nothing too much else to say about that. Bitcoin dominance, how is that looking? I would expect this to if Bitcoin just confirms itself in this range and trades sideways a bit. It is obviously a massive range for it to trade sideways in, but once we establish this more as a sideways range, Bitcoin dominance can potentially have a bit more of a dump with altcoins going to the moon. Ethereum, Bitcoin as well, as you can see, just trading sideways here. But yeah, obviously if we do start to trade sideways in the Bitcoin price in this high range, I would expect this is Ethereum BTC, it's Ethereum Satoshi. I'd expect this to then continue upwards. Basically, yeah, go taking out this high. You see the whole move up, the halfway midpoint test, bounced off that, got support. I'd expect this now to come to 100% and onwards. When I expect it, it's not like I'm saying this is what I think is definitely going to happen. It's just what I think is most likely now. Ethereum US dollar though, look at this, fantastic. We like this. We obviously picked up loads of Ethereum around 500. Lots and lots and lots of Ethereum on sale at 500. What a bargain, guys. Yeah, I mean, this is clearly looking good as well. It'll obviously, this is the dollar pairing, so Bitcoin goes up, this is going up. This is the main one realistically for me to look at, because I'm a crypto native. I only really hold crypto. I don't really hold fiat or other things like that. I don't hold that boomer coin, those pointless units of currency that are soon to go the way of the dinosaurs. Hopefully the same as the boomers. They're basically dinosaurs. So yeah. Anyway, so yeah, as a crypto native, seeing as I'm holding a lot of altcoins and Ethereum, I want obviously Ethereum Satoshi pairing to go up. But obviously, yeah, it would expect it to go up in USD if Bitcoin is going up in USD. So yes, over to the stochastics again. Not obviously much to look at in traditional markets, seeing as they are not open and haven't been for about 3.5 days now. I think they had a half day on Thursday, didn't they? And they were closed for Thanksgiving, so they've not been open for a while, so we've not really got anything to look at there. Weekend Wall Street, how's that looking? I guess it's positive. Yeah, it's basically flat. This never really seems to do a lot over the weekend. But yeah, weekend Wall Street, at least not down a lot, so that is fine. But yeah, looking good. So just to look at the stochastics, I mean, we did say the 4-hour turning up from this low point here was going to give us upward side impetus, and that is indeed exactly what it did. We also said the same for the 10-hour, and that is indeed what it did. 12 hours now turning over, which is going to give us further upside impetus, which could potentially incite buying pressure on any dips either into this support or even wicks below. The 12-hour stokes will potentially indicate there's going to be buying pressure, and realistically 12-hour stokes coming back up is going to take us back to well, I mean, we can pretty much say all-time highs, because if we get up to here again, I think we will definitely, I will say I'm pretty much certain on that. This is not statistics or probability. If we come back to the top of this range, we are going to take out 20k. As to whether we break through and go on a massive run, or whether we just tap it, trade around it for a little bit and come back down and just trade this range out like I potentially expect, that is obviously another story, but I think we'll hit it. Daily as well. Daily is starting to curve back, so if this does also, the 12-hour fee through to the daily starts to come up, we're going to get a lot of stochastic momentum, buying upward pressure basically. So we are going to find it pretty hard to do any sorts of crazy moves. Obviously beware the CME gap. That's what I mean. Sort of moves down like that could potentially then just get bought up extremely quick based on the stochastics. Higher time frames though are looking like they do want to have a bit of a reset. Whether that will drag price action down or not, we'll have to see. But yeah, 2-day you can see, 3-day, 5-day, they all turning over. Obviously we do know with stochastics they can stay all the way wedged up for a while. Maybe that's not the best example. They can stay, here is a better one, they can stay wedged up for a prolonged period, even coming into the purple zone, back out purple zone all the time whilst Bitcoin is going up. So yeah, we do obviously know that can happen. It can happen on these time frames too. So yeah, just to be just to put a bullish spin on that. But overall, things looking good. We're above the major resistance. We have got stochastics now looking to be on our side. yeah, look like we played out the pullback. I also have been saying when Bitcoin has its big moves down initially, when Bitcoin has its big moves down, pretty much the first big drive often is the low. And it pretty much seems like that is the low. I mean, this is a 12 hour. We kind of look at the 4 hour. We kind of look at this whole move down. By the time it was done, this candle here, red, 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 red. By the time it was done, that was basically the low. So yeah, that often happens. These sort of little things that you look at, like this personality trait of Bitcoin's price action, like just general half move bounces, which incidentally we're pretty much at now. Fair enough, we are above the major resistance area for me, what I believe to be, and then also the stochastics on our side. At the moment, we're at half point retest. We're at a half point retest of the move down. So it is a case of do we break above this, in which case then 100% back and then onwards and upwards, or do we get rejected here? So if we are going to get rejected, this is as good as level as any, and that would then, if we do get rejected, that would probably indicate a move below this low, as we then come back and take that out. But obviously we've got to see what happens. At the moment it is looking good for being able to take it out, take the level out. So yeah, other than that, not too much else to report, guys. Hope you guys are enjoying your weekend. But yeah, so yeah, thanks for listening, guys. Remember, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Always do your own research, and I will speak to you guys later on today.